All right, so this is my 8th race at Miami, and it's been a great week. I mean, it has been not one without controversy, not one without uh, difficulty, but yeah. So this race, I think I start around P12. I think I'm in P12 at the moment, and as usual, here we go with the start. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to back up some of the time as we progress here, so I can show you all the different incidents and accidents, and then where I screw up a number of times. But fortunately, I recover most of it, so I was able to finish the race. But we'll see what happens here. So check this out. So here's the start. I get a pretty decent launch, but the guy behind me gets a much better launch. Comes alongside me. I'm actually liking starting on the right-hand side of the grid going into the first corner here. But we go 3 abreast. God, you can see the traffic. I don't see it from my perspective as much. This guy on the left punches it a little too hard right here and loses it.
Okay.
Tries to blame somebody else, but it really is his fault. I want to back that up and show you that again, but from the rear chase camera, just so you get a sense of nobody else hit this individual, but this is what occurred for him.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see how crowded it is going into the initial turns here. Let's take a look from the far chase view. Again, there's somebody else gone off the track. I'm currently in P11, so I think I started P14, 12 or 14 in this race. Everything's still a little crowded, so I'm taking it a little bit easy as I go through these difficult turns. Normally I would have been far to the right there, but I'm just trying to stick with the crowd and keep my wits about me. I'm going really fast down this straightaway. This guy on my right, you're going to see, his name is Chris Foster, and he and I have quite the battle. Same with the individual in front of me, Pablo. The 3 of us are going to end up in a race kind of together later in the event, as you'll see. I get a really good turnout here. Not a lot of people are taking that turn the way I do, which is kind of nice. So it means I come out of these right on somebody's tail and you accelerate faster. Let's go inside the car real quick. Again, we're coming up on a hairpin turn, so you have to be aware that some people are going to brake a little earlier than you do, so I take it a little easy, but nearly careen into the back of this guy, trying to avoid the drivers on my left. Let's see what it looks like from Pablo's perspective, or Paco's perspective, rather. So you can see this guy get a space on me. So this is where I make my first mistake. Let's back that up just a little bit, and you can see where I screw up and hit the wall there. So coming out of these turns, generally you want to hit this curb and get your tire over the edge here, and then I'm going to put myself in chase view. Then going into the next curb up here, you want to get just a little bit on the lip there. I hit it, but punch it a little too hard coming off of that and lose grip. Fortunately, I'm able to recover most of it.
A little bit more aggressive, let's say, buddy.
But I give up 3 spaces right there. So I'm a little frustrated. 4 spaces now, but he's not going to be able to hold that line. So I get a little frustrated with myself initially, but okay, let's settle down, Carl. This is only the 2nd or 3rd lap. Let's ease into it. I know I can do better than that. This guy in front of me, not such a good takeoff, so I come out of this a lot stronger than he did. Down the DRS straightaway, aiming towards a sharp left turn. where you want to brake at about 180 here. Watch this guy go a little deep. Taps me a little bit, but I get the position. So I've recovered one position from the 3 I lost.
And again, you're
And
smacking
here it
me
is.
around.
Okay. So this accident causes a lot of problems for people. Let's back that up a little bit and see exactly what happened. This is the most difficult turn in the race, bar none. On this track, this is the most difficult turn. So let's take a look forward here, and we can already see the accident has developed. So let's see what happened. This is Paco's view. Again, he and I are, and the other gentleman are going to be in a race pretty soon, but he comes in too sharp, tries to hold that line, and loses it.
And again, you're
Collecting
smacking me
Paco,
around.
collecting that guy, and all of us just slowly go around. Paco causes more damage there, but I'm able to recover now at least 3 spots. This guy in the Miami Dolphins, Tyler is rejoining the track like a maniac at this point.
That's the hardest turn on the track.
So let's go to far chase and take a look. We can actually look at how far they are behind us. You see the pack has developed behind us now. The way Tyler there kind of nearly cut me off the track there earlier makes me a little wary that he's right behind me. You can see he's pushing hard. Nothing wrong with that. Hits the wall there. So something's going on with him. Probably a loss of focus. Okay, so here we are. In front of me is Chris Foster. And Chris and I have quite the battle here. And eventually, Paco, who started the race significantly in front of me, I think, is faster, ends up catching up to the 2 of us. But that's going to take a few laps. But let's see what happens here. I really do like this turn. At first I used to hate it, but now I've gotten pretty decent at coming out of it. I radio Chris here a couple times. At one point later on telling him to go ahead and pass me on the left because I'm going to gain this position pretty soon. But I recognize he's driving hard. I'm trying to put him under a bit of pressure, see if he can crack there. He doesn't take that very well. I'm able to get right up on him here. He also doesn't take this turn very well, which allows me to get even closer up on him. So I was hoping to pass him here, but I don't think I have quite enough on him. Back to the cockpit so you can see how close that looks to me. I kind of swing out there to the left, hoping a couple things. One, I don't want to brake after he brakes. And 2, I was hoping to maybe put him under a little pressure, have him think I was going to dive bomb or something. He stays pretty calm. I nearly lose it there hitting. Okay, notice I hit the gas there a little hard. That's going to be prophetic later. And we're on to lap 4. Cruising right along. I'm going to fast forward just a little bit. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in chase mode and fast forward a little bit. I really am enjoying this track a lot. It is a lot more technical than I realized when I went to the track. It's a lot more technical than I realized when I started driving it. But boy, I've really fallen into the groove. It's one of the things about the
Say your name, buddy.
I don't know who's talking about what there. One of the things about doing a week of one track and then switching to another track as you go through the entire circuit, the entire race event over 13 weeks is just as I'm getting really good at a track, we switch up to another track. Next week is Spa, which is a favorite of mine, so we'll see how that goes. This guy comes clearly back on the track from a mistake, an overshoot mistake. He came back on it pretty cleanly, I thought. But as Chris is behind him, this guy's kind of holding Chris up, allowing me to kind of close the distance onto Chris. All right, let's see what happens here. I'm kind of in one half. Both these guys, again, there's another huge mistake on my part hitting that wall. I want to back up and show you what happened there, because it literally happened just as I was saying what I was thinking. So as we're entering this turn, I know that Chris in front of me is fighting pretty hard against Julio here, and I know Chris is an aggressive driver, and I'm hoping, oh, maybe they will cause an accident, and then I will be able to take advantage of that. So you want to be within a good distance of it, but not too close, especially going into this blind turn here, because if they do cause an accident, it'll be like last time where they block the whole road. So moving into this, I'm thinking, okay, maybe they'll cause an accident, and I'm watching the two of them instead of watching where I'm going, and I hit that curb. I get a notice from my pit crew that I have a little bit of damage to my side, which doesn't really affect my driving or handling, so as long as it's not wheel damage, I'm feeling okay, but it takes me a lap or two to settle down after that, because having done that, I've made myself really nervous. So I'm going to fast forward again. I make several mistakes this race, and I really wanted to actually highlight those mistakes because that's what I learned from the most. But now I'm starting to settle my nerves a little bit. I'm catching back up to the two of them battling it out. It is interesting how once you're fighting another driver, how the drivers behind you can take advantage of it and close the gap. So here we go. I'm going to back that up again because you saw us just gain another place back as this driver had gone off the road. Some significant damage to his car. He probably drops out. All right, let's back that up a second so you can see what just happened again. I'm going to go to my cockpit view. All right, so here we are coming down the front straightaway. And again, you know, where people brake really can throw you off. I brake at about 180 here, but he brakes just a little early. I have to slam on the brakes, but fortunately I come out of that in pretty good shape. He is now behind me. I'm going to give a far chase cam so you can see where he is, but right on my tail. Sometimes I let that get in my head and I get a little stressed out and make mistakes. But in this case, I was already focusing on the guy in front of me, thinking, oh, well, maybe I can catch up to the guy in front of me. As we go down this straightaway, I'm thinking, oh boy, he's right behind me. He's going to try to make this sharp inside turn. So let's see what happens here. But he backs off a little bit. I don't know why, but I think he just gave up on that one for a minute. So I'm able to hold this position for a little bit. But I think Chris is basically a faster driver than I am. When I get pushed and when I can do the pushing, that's when I drive the best, I think. When I kind of elevate my game. It is interesting going back and watching this again. Okay, so here comes Paco behind him. Paco's much faster than both of us. And I
Go ahead and pass me on the left, Chris.
So the thing is, Chris is being really aggressive, and so my concern here is that he's going to cause an accident with me while he's trying to jockey for position aggressively. So I figure, you know what? I'd rather survive the race than deal with that. I'm going to let him go by me. But in short order, Paco here is going to pass me as well. Paco's really fast, really good driver. Great exit for me from that. And now I'm right back on Chris's tail again. Again, I take a little look just to see where he's at. And I'm thinking at this point, I may be able to get this position back pretty soon. Even though I gave it to him earlier. Maybe I made a mistake giving it to him, was my thinking at this point. Especially when I see mistakes like that where he hits the curb like that. Remember, that's where I messed up earlier and then hit the wall a little bit, so I'm a little cautious. Also, this race, this is the first time I've taken this corner in fourth gear in this race and then switched to third gear. Previously, I'd been switching to third prior to going into that first corner, but I watched a few other drivers' YouTube channels where I saw what they were doing, and it already increased my lap time by probably a quarter second, just making that small change, so it's kind of nice. Take a look outside the car again. My rear chase. There's Paco back there. You can see he's really starting to come up on me. Great driver, really talented, like on his passing and stuff, really aggressive, but also does it safely, which is kind of cool. You'll see it in a minute. I'm going to speed this up a little bit so you can see that. I come right alongside Chris there again, but I have to back out as he kind of cuts off and defends really well. And here's going to come Paco. Okay, this is a really nice pass, I thought. I even tell him as much. All right, here we go. Just really nailed that entire thing. I gotta figure out how he got that grip. I'm gonna study that a little bit. Great exit for me out of that.
That's a nice pass, Paco.
He doesn't radio anything back until the end of the race. So I'm going to skip forward a couple laps here as the three of us are again competing. And I'm again hoping Paco and Chris here take each other out at some point because I don't seem to have the pace to catch either of them. To some degree, we're somewhat evenly matched on pace. They're slightly faster than me, but through these corners, I just take these a bit better, and I'm able to stay up on them. So I'm going to skip forward to lap 10, and you can see that we're still in kind of that same phase here. Get a little more acceleration out of that corner would help. Notice I'm in P9. So here goes Paco. I think he's going to make a pass here pretty soon. speed this up. I think he does it at the end of this turn, unless I'm mistaken. Oh, I was wrong. All right, so we're zipping along still. And now look, I'm right on their rear again. So like I said, I mean, there's areas of the track I'm driving much better than they are. Okay, so I want to back that up a second because I make a huge mistake there, which kind of throws me off. Now, one of the problems with this turn is, as you can see, you're driving right into the sun. I'm focused on Paco. This is the problem. I'm focused on Paco and Chris in front of him. And so as I come into this, I overshoot my braking line and almost follow Chris on his. Paco takes advantage of that. And he's got better speed here. Takes the inside. Yeah, he does that really well. Really well. Paco still got him here, I think. And again, I'm watching these two battle. Now I've caught back up to him, even if that mistake. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe they'll have an accident. I enter this usually a little faster than they're going, so I have to be wary. Exit for me from there. All right, so here we are going into lap 11 of 13 laps. Things seem to be going pretty well. I'm wondering if these two maybe will have an accident. They're battling pretty hard. I'm able to keep right on them. Really, actually, overall pleased with my speed at this point. And this is where I make a huge mistake. I'm thinking maybe if I can get up on them a little bit closer. I've only got a couple laps, and I gas it a little too much. It's not there. It's on lap 12. Sorry, it's on lap 12. Dang it. So let's skip to lap 12. Oh, I skipped to lap 13 on accident. There we are. There's my mistake. Coming into this turn. On Paco. I've actually gotten ahead of Chris, I think. So let me back that up. I completely neglected that. Yep, there we are. I forgot about this. So as we're coming into this, this is where I think this has been the greatest race. You know, the three of us are fighting. I come in here. I've got a great exit out of the previous thing, which allowed me to get up on Chris. We're almost three abreast. I brake cautiously. Chris goes a little deep because he knew I was right there. I'm able to get on him, so I steal that position. That's putting me in 8th place. And now I'm right on Paco. And I'm thinking, am I going to catch Paco here? Pretty good exit out of there. Behind me, I've got him right on my butt. But this is where I make a huge mistake. I'm so focused on Paco, and I see the cars up ahead even, that I'm not paying attention to my braking marker. I miss my braking marker a little bit. So I go a little deep. And I hit the gas just a little hard trying to keep up with them, and that was all it took. Boom. Lose that position.
I think my favorite part about this race is in the last 2 laps, the sun isn't fucking blinding you in the last turn.
Quickly throw it in
Yeah, it's
gear.
amazing.
I've now lost position to one other driver, which is putting me in 10th place. 11th place, I take that back. Oh no, 10th. Once I cross the line, it recounts on the 10th. And here's the other problem. I have damage to the rear of the car, and I can tell the car is not handling correctly. So now I'm concerned. Somebody's about 5.5 seconds behind me, but I cannot go as full out as I would like to. The car's in bad shape, but I just think I only have to bring it home. This is the last lap. If I can just get it home before this guy collects 5 seconds on me, I'll be in good shape. I hit the wall again there. I mean, things are just not handling right with the car, but it's not so damaged that I have to pit. But I'm definitely not at full capacity here. So I'm just trying to safely bring it through all this. You can see I'm reduced speed a bit. The car just doesn't seem to handle correctly. But I'm going to limp it home. And ultimately, I'm going to limp it across the line.
Overall, I've really enjoyed this track this week, though, even though it's been a kind of bumper car fest a lot of the time.
And after not having spoken the whole
It
race,
was great, guys. I really enjoyed that.
Paco speaks up.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, Paco. I enjoyed sticking with you guys for a bit. Thanks for the fun.
Yeah, sure it was. Thank you, you too.
Love it. I love it when I make friends in the race. So, a couple things learned from this race. I put a lot of things to use that I had used previously. I was able to maintain my tires pretty well, just not my car as I hit the wall a few times too hard. Uh, Especially when the racing gets intense, I'm not used to it yet, so I need to get into a frame of mind where I am not so freaked out about the tight races and where people are going to be aggressive. I got to just worry about my own race and stay focused on my brake lines on the track and my turn points on the track, even though there's other drivers in front of me. So overall, another good race. I really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun. Didn't do as well as I would have liked, but that's racing. And in the end, wound up with uh, increased safety rating, increased uh, I rating. So overall, still moving up the pack. Not super fast, but getting there. And I'm consistent. Like my driving tends to be fairly consistent at this point. So continue to focus on consistency. Continue to work on where you can accelerate. I got a little antsy there and screwed up my race. I would have come in ninth, maybe even eighth, but it is what it is. Yeah, so until next time.